Imagine one of the most embarrassing moments in your life. Now imagine that this event inspired an idea that changed the world forever. This is the story of how an embarrassed businessman created the first credit cards and how one company laid the foundation for a cashless future. I like to tell this story because this company actually changed the world in more ways than you can imagine. This is the story of Visa. How one inconvenience ignited an idea that reshaped the global financial landscape forever. With about 4.2 billion cards around the globe, Visa is one of the most recognizable brands on the planet. So there is a chance that you are familiar with the brand. Yet, many people are not sure what Visa actually does as a company.
A credit card company.
Not a credit card company.
It's a bank company.
Nope.
They loan money.
Try again.
They lend the money to you and then they charge your bank account later.
Sorry.
I have no idea.
Oh!
Can I have a clue?
You might be familiar with online shopping and electronic payments. Like for example, when we pay with our phone or when we buy something online. All of these are possible because of companies like Visa. Visa is not a bank. It is not a credit card company. So what is it? It is a global payment technology company. So basically this company has the infrastructure and the network that makes electronic payments possible. Imagine you are at the store and you decide you want to buy a pair of shoes. When you make that purchase using your card, a series of activities happen behind the scenes. First, the store payment system sends your information details to their bank. Then, this information gets passed along to the Visa Secure Network. If everything is good, Visa sends the green light back to the store's bank. That bank then tells the store that the payment is approved and you get to walk away with your new pair of shoes. All of this happened in a matter of seconds. But the story doesn't end there. Later, your bank, the issuing bank, gets the details of the transaction and adds it to your account. It's like a well-choreographed dance, and Visa is the conductor, making sure every step is smooth and secure. In the early days, the common way of payment was cash and checks. This was an inconvenience because we were limited by physical currency. People had to plan ahead, visit banks, and often carry bulky amounts of money. This is without mentioning fraud, counterfeit money, and robbery. In 1949, Frank McNamara, a businessman, was dining at a restaurant with his clients when he realized that he forgot his wallet and he wasn't able to pay his bill. This situation inspired him to come up with an idea that changed the way that people pay for products and services forever. The concept of a universal payment card that will allow people to charge their meal and pay at the end of the month. In 1950, the first Diners Club cards were initially issued to around 200 people. This card allowed people to make purchases at participating restaurants and other establishments and pay at the end of the month. The card quickly gained popularity and attracted a diverse range of customers, including business travelers and executives. The Diners Club card success motivated many banks to take a piece of the pie. Bank of America entered the scene in the late 1950s with Bank AmeriCard.
Bank AmeriCard, today's way to pay, presents
Yuletide presents, roasted pheasants, electric choo-choo trains,
Fur-lined mittens, fluffy kittens, sweet candy canes,
three-wheelers, vacations in the sun,
sledding,
skating, party making, having fun. Bank AmeriCard, Bank AmeriCard.
today's way to pay.
Bank AmeriCard introduced the concept of revolving credit. This enabled users to carry balance over time, as opposed as the Diners Club. It didn't come easy for Bank of America. They took a great risk. Bank of America's approach involved a grassroots campaign to give out credit cards to a large number of customers. They started in Fresno, California. Due to its moderate size and a mix of urban and suburban population, the bank mailed out nearly 60,000 unsolicited, ready-to-use credit cards to Fresno residents, along with a pamphlet explaining how the cards work. For context, remember that the Diners Club started with about 200 cardholders versus Bank of America that initially had 60,000. This was a daring approach from the traditional way credit was extended. This game paid off. People started using the cards, and the concept of open credit began to gain traction. The Fresno experiment demonstrated that customers were willing to embrace the idea of borrow now, pay later. But this incurred losses to the bank due to issues such as fraudulent use of the cards and customers exceeding their credit limits. Bank of America officially lost $8.8 million on the launch of Bank Americard. But when the full cost of advertisement and overhead was included, the bank's actual loss was probably around $20 million. After all the losses and struggles, the concept of credit cards gained popularity and the payment network matured. This led to the formation of Interbank Card Association in 1970. This association allowed multiple financial institutions to collaborate and build an unified global payment system. After licensing many banks, Bank of America wanted to expand internationally. During the late 1960s, Bank of America also licensed the Bank Americard program to banks in several other countries under different names: Bank Americard, Barclay Card, Carte de Charges, Sumitomo Cards, and others. D. Hogg, who was in charge of this division, decided on a strategy to change the name to make it universal. So we didn't have all this licensing around the world with different names. He just wanted to unify the name, unify the brand, and that's how Visa came to be.
Why is Bank Americard becoming Visa? To keep up with you.
In 1976, Bank Americard became officially Visa, the brand name of Visa International Service Association, a company owned by some 50,000 members banks that are licensed to issue Visa cards under their own name. This marked a significant step in the company's evolution to a global payment technology company that transformed the way electronic payments were conducted around the world. Today, Visa processes more than 7 million transactions per day. That's about 5,000 transactions per minute and more than 8,000 per second. It operates in more than 200 territories. Visa has a market share of 48%. But they are not alone. I bet you heard about MasterCard, American Express, Discover. Those companies are direct competition to Visa. When looking at the complete market or industry, we can see a great dominance from Visa, followed by MasterCard. Visa is one of the revolutionary companies that changed the world, but as of today, it's not the only one that can do the job. This competition is not necessarily hurting the company, since Visa hasn't seen any significant decline caused by its competitors. The payment industry is dynamic, with new players and technologies emerging all the time, so the list of competitors is large and is always changing. We have companies like Stripe, PayPal, Venmo, and many others. It is true that the Visa company has created significant changes like convenience, global accessibility, financial inclusion, security, but the easy access to credit cards led to overspending and debt accumulation. According to the Q2 data released by the Federal Reserve, credit cards balances rose by $45 billion to a high of $1.03 trillion. What about the huge access to personal data? Visa, like other payment companies, collects your transaction data to better understand consumer behavior, which raises concerns about data privacy and the potential misuse and unauthorized access to sensitive information. What about dependency? Have you ever got out from your house to buy something with only your phone? About 25% of people worldwide uses their phone for payments. We are becoming more and more dependent on this technology. It can sometimes lead to a sense of disattachment from the tangible value of money, potentially affecting financial management skills. What I mean is, you can lose the sense of how much money you are actually spending. From paper checks to plastic cards, Visa laid the foundation for a cashless future, a foundation that has affected global connectivity, economic growth, financial inclusion, and efficiency. In a world where every swipe, every tap, and every transaction shapes our life, is Visa a silent hero working behind the scene? Or is it an invisible villain?